but it looks like it says fuckers.
I'd like
I'm
if
making
it
a
was
baseball team.
finches and it was all references to Kill 'Em Mockingbird.
Friends, I am making a tiny Dynamyte baseball team for the game Super Mega Baseball 3, which is a
Uh-huh.
great game. It's one of the it's like an arcadey baseball game. It's a lot of fun. I think it's free or getting close to cheap.
What does getting close to cheap
Nachos.
mean?
I think close to cheap is it's on Game Pass right now.
Oh, I see.
So it's like not much of a commitment. It could be the monarchy, Tom, and it's got like two fucking griffins and a sword. That's kind of rad.
That's pretty rad.
Or we could be the neck turners, and it's an owl because like they have no because their necks can turn all the way around.
That's something they can do.
Want to be a panda?
I don't want to be a panda.
I don't either. Seeing if there's anything close to being tiny dynamite like an explosion. Oh, that was a pup.
As fascinating as this is here, you know.
We could keep going. I'm just saying this game has a lot of choices compared to like when we were back in the day. It's just like how's three different colors and 15 variations for that baseball team you want to make?
I like my games with the very fake teams with like American Joe team because they're clearly Japanese developed. But it's like,
That I think I found my favorite one so far. It's the Wax Bills and it's a pissed off Blue Jay.
uh-huh.
Really high.
Yeah, I can tell. Quality content here. I was gonna start off the cold intro with a nice little zinger from the headlines.
Oh, what's the zinger?
So did you hear that these black people are a hate group?
Oh no, what?
You haven't heard our national comic Dilbert?
Is that what it was? I knew he got banned. I sent you guys the link. I saw it, but I never saw what he actually said. Oh
He
man.
called black people a hate group.
Oh.
It's like the bread trail was there. We've been seeing it for years. After he like pseudo killed his son and all the
Um.
other things he said. That plot line they added to the comics where they added that black guy who identified as a white person. Like all these signs of him just going to do it, and then he did it.
I thought that was gonna get him banned. Honestly,
He
I
should
was
have
like,
been
oh,
canceled a few times now.
that's what I'm saying. When he did the African American character who wanted to be, I think they also said he needed to be gay or something like that. I was like, how New York Times is now stepping in? I'm like, that's after like the dude gets through like 6 drunk driving accidents, and on the seventh one he kills somebody. They're like, okay, that's it.
Why do you listen to this guy? Why don't you just stay in your cave and draw your weird
Ugh,
office drama?
my God, you could have like, as an anti-COVID, you could have done so much with Dilbert during the like lockdown without making it racist.
They definitely could have made it not racist. That is something they could have done. I mean, it's not even Dilbert; it's just the guy, Scott
Oh
Adams,
God.
just dropping weird fucking takes. He's fucking a weirdo.
I think it's always weird though when all of a sudden it's just like somebody who's not known for stuff just gets like caught in a scandal. They're just like, "Hey, Liam Neeson, what do you think about Black Lives Matter?" He's like, "I don't think people should stand up to people." I'm using Liam Neeson as a fucking I'm Liam Neeson is probably a very nice guy, but I'm just saying it'd just be like if
Liam
Liam Neeson was.
Neeson has also said some interesting
Oh
things.
wait, Liam Neeson actually did say something about driving through the ghetto and looking for black people to beat up because he got jumped once. Never mind, Liam Neeson's a really bad example.
He's just very Irish. That's his excuse.
It'd be like if you found out David Letterman went to like KKK meetings.
I mean, no, that'd be much more shocking.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare the two. David Letterman doing some questionable things I don't know about.
No, David Letterman's new show that My Next Guest I think is fantastic. That Netflix stuff. He did the leader with the Ukraine president. He got a bunch of people.
See,
That show's fantastic.
I thought he was like 80 years old back in the 90s.
That beard is intense.
So how old is he actually?
I got my computer. Let me check. I want to say like 70. I want to say 75.
There's no way he was in his 40s/30s in the fucking 90s. He looks like he was 100 years old.
Because I know, no, you know my upset. Mark Summers is like 65, so and
I mean,
Harry
that's
Letterman is like
fine.
the same age.
Mark Summers was like in his 30s when I was a kid, so I mean,
75. I was right.
yeah. What's he doing, Mark Summers? He's a weird
He
obsession with that man.
he was on WTF the other day. Whenever I find a good episode of something, my brain obsesses with it.
I met him at a Purity Market parking lot. He was doing signings for Double Dare, and I had a big red pin that said Double Dare on it, signed by Mark Summers, and I probably still have it somewhere. I treasured that item.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's life in the streets of Boston, in Mark Summers interviews and
I have
autographs.
inside my house a Chris Benoit autograph.
That is something to have.
It's sitting next to me right now, actually.
That's a thing. Oh man, I'd never sell that. I would just like keep it in a little like hidden
No, I
little
do.
just open it and laugh every so often. Like, remember that guy?
It's like kind of an icebreaker with people that like with my wrestling friends or something like that. I'll bring it up. I'm like, oh, you like that? Well, look at this, and they're like, what the fuck?
Is it next to all your Hulk Hogan action figures?
No, I haven't actually. I think it's in my Henry Rollins book right now. Yeah,
Ah, so many terrible people.
I think we'll see.
Much like wrestling fans, the wrestlers themselves are quite terrible people.
There wasn't here. I don't know. Oh
Speaking
no, I think it's in my Onion book.
speaking of wrestlers, how do you feel about the XFL?
I haven't watched any of it recently, but I support it.
I've watched it. It's good. It's good. Yeah, 3-point
I'm
conversions.
I'm a big fan of any football beyond the NFL, just because I think
I don't know, man.
it's
I watched that USA one, what the hell that one was
oh the
called.
USFL is a yeah
That was
might
that
be
was bad. That had no pizzazz. It felt like watching a high school game on like local TV.
yeah, I guess the sports have to be good. I feel like anything of that nature because it's like it could be independent, but like it has to be good independent for it to be like you won't agree with this, but it's like good wrestling needs to be good wrestling and but like if it's bad you can tell it's clearly bad. Same with like any independent sports league when they try something else because there's a sports league right now I think like where the players choose where players at home choose to play.
The
You're
only
like
thing worse than actual wrestling is watching like bad low budget wrestling because it's even more like it's like they take it to a camp level where it's embarrassing to watch.
yeah, Katie walks in sometimes and she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like,
I'm the
therapy to watch."
Syracuse Strangler. And he has like glitter gloves and shit.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck? What are you guys even doing? What are you even
the
doing? You're
worst,
grown men.
uh, the worst gimmick right now is going on is they brought back Trump. It's like Trump 2.0, and it's a group of rednecks who are just beating up people, calling people libtards.
Apparently, where somebody's making a ding noise. I don't know if that's me or you, but it's apparently soothing in a way. Ding. What
Oh,
are you talking about? I gotta listen to this track back. Give my backpack back.
backpack, backpack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 44 of Digital Deliberations. With me, as
Man,
always, is Brett. And I'm
that
Thomas. I'm going to talk about video games and apparently racist comics and,
I don't know. I can't do this voice.
well, that's me. I'm Brett here, making the voice from The Simpsons when the scientists will make a lemon ball so
Hey,
sour.
shut up and fix my
What?
computer, nerd.
Well, okay. Whoa ho ho!
I forgot to carry the one.
Oh, and that's the reason the Mars rover crashed into that 7-Eleven. Whoa!
I still want to know why that Dunkin' Donuts burnt down. You think, living in Quincy, I'd hear all about it.
Someone forgot to take the bagels out.
Yeah. Another bagel-related injury.
I had a friend in high school who like burnt himself at an Auntie Anne's pretzel, and he got like money from it. And then this is the same person who's like, I'll pay you guys to beat up my car so I can do an insurance claim. I'm like, I think that's against the law. He's like, no, not really. I'm like,
I mean, whose law? The
"Mm."
man's law?
No, I really think it is. But I'm like, he
Ah,
sued Auntie Anne's for burning himself on the oven. I'm like, yeah, that's the only person I know that would happen to.
did he did he work at Auntie Anne's, you said? Or
Yeah.
oh, that seems like his own dumbass fault.
I also know a kid in high school who basically became a person who tried to be one of those slip and fall injury people. And the last one I heard, he tried to jump feet first into a fryer later at Wendy's and tried to blame it on the Wendy's.
We have many questions. All of which revolve around why were your feet here?
Exactly. I was like, what? And I was like, this can't be true. But then there was like a wiki page about the person about all his band antics. And I'm like, oh, it can't get worse. I'm like, oh, yep, he fucking dove into a fucking deep fryer. Oh, high school in Quincy.
Oh, good times. So do you did you hear about the news?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I just need
It's the
like
news section.
I need to get the sound of like those old dot matrix printers with like the perforated edges. Yeah. Yeah. I need that shit playing in the background.
Hot off the presses. Here we go.
It's some random fax machine.
Oh, fucking fax machines. I have
Fax
this.
machine, a 56K modem.
I had to send somebody a fax, and it was like the biggest hassle. This is like not even a year ago. I think it was for this current job I have. I had to do something, and you gotta like either like you text it to a random phone number that will then forward it to the place you want to send it, or you gotta like email a PDF that will also forward it, or you gotta like go to a fucking like Western Union or some shit. It's like a very convoluted system that clearly shouldn't be used anymore.
We had a similar thing, like when my old company, what I'm not going to mention their name, but when we did their password, like our password resets, if like we didn't have your email address on file, we had to fax it, and everyone was just like, "Wait, I have to what?" And I'm like, "You have to fax it." And I just imagine like all my coworkers like imagine like needing to message, like calling Google, be like, "Hey, I'm locked out." Yeah, and they're like, yeah, you need to fax it."
How archaic.
It's super archaic.
So this new game came out and I really didn't pay much mind. It came out on Game Pass. I downloaded it, didn't get around to playing it, but apparently the claims of the Russian involvement is more serious than I was originally to believe. It's this game Atomic Heart. If you've played it, it looks like a
Oh yeah.
bad version of BioShock. What I've heard is it's like a wannabe BioShock with a lot of Borderlands humor, which you know me, my Borderlands, you know I love it. Love that claptrap. Oh, what a
You love
wacky
it, yeah.
guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I hate
You'd
to
say that you love him so much that you have a tattoo of him.
oh oh definitely me. Yes, yes for sure. I definitely have one and I don't regret it at all. That seems like a
Nope.
thing I did sober and you know with a clear mind and I said, "Hey sir, I can have anything tattooed to me right now. Can you do a claptrap from that hit video game Borderlands? You know the little wacky guy who said really random things like it's a fucking comic of Deadpool or something. Yeah, classic character
I
that
have a
claptrap.
claptrap tattoo with a smoking a cigar and it says smashing and elite.
This is the last episode we have
Continue.
with Bread on this show.
This is Tom drives to Maine and murders me, and the
Oh, I
next
don't
time
care.
on
I don't care that
podcast
much.
murder.
Small town murder over in Witcher, Maine.
Anyway, yeah, the Ukraine themselves have requested people do not play that game because of the apparently funding that goes towards the Ukrainian war. So, like, all right,
Oh
I
no.
can easily. It might be a little bit hyperbolic, but I can easily just not play this game. That's fine. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to play it. It's fine. I don't need this in my life. I don't need to play
I
a video
looked
game that involves fucking real life war. No thanks.
I looked at it and people were saying that they got humped by their refrigerator, and then I saw what it was and I kind of uninstalled it immediately because I was like, eh.
I don't really like dumb humor like that to begin with, so no loss for me.
None here either, but I didn't know it directly.
I mean, that's what they're saying. I don't know how true that is, but you know, I'm gonna err on the side of caution here. I don't need to
Sounds like
play
a
it. I mean, it's a Game Pass download. It's not like I'm actively giving them money, but I guess like Game Pass is paid out via time played or something. I'm not sure exactly how their metrics work.
But like, that sounds like a fucked up thing just to make up to be like a hoax thing. Be like, hey guys, don't.
I
Like,
know we're in the middle of a
like,
war right now, but I just have this
like the
particular bone
Bayonetta.
to pick with this
Yeah,
random video game. Yeah,
I was
there's probably
gonna say
something to it.
it's not like the fucking Bayonetta thing where you're just like, this sounds kind of bad. You're just like, no, this is really fucking bad.
Oh, that Bayonetta thing feels like it was ancient history.
What a dumb thing.
Yeah. I mean, I did lie, but they still suck. Okay, sure. Whatever you say. Bayonetta. Enjoy that future career you have. It's gonna be
She could
great.
have had the money. She could have had the money.
Whenever Hatred 2 comes out, I'm sure it'll be starring Helena something. Taylor?
She could probably go to some fucking
Some indie game on
like,
fucking Kickstarter where they
yeah,
have
exactly.
JonTron and all those fucking idiots.
I used to be I used to be part of the Bayonetta series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now they got a fucking American doing the voice. How does that feel?
Yeah, take that, lady.
In other news, I know you might have to sit down for this one. This is gonna be rough.
Oh
I'm
god.
about to pull the rug right from under you here. All right, Nintendo.
Uh-oh.
You know Nintendo, how they're always willing to play by other people's rules and join in and not do their own thing at all. They're not going to be at E3 this year. Nintendo, who famously quit E3 maybe a decade ago, not showing up to E3 this year.
Again?
Yeah, they've pretty much
I
made
think
it abundantly clear that they're never going to do an E3 again. I don't know
I think
why this is a news
E3's
story.
over. Yeah, I think E3's over.
Alternatively, Ubisoft said if there is happening to be an E3 this year and it does in fact manifest as a physical thing, they will be there. Even in their commitment, they were like, yeah, if it happens, I guess we'll show up. I got to see those dancing koalas or what the fuck they were they panda bears for their
Oh
just
yeah.
dance thing.
That was so embarrassing.
I don't know what Ubisoft has coming out that's not an Assassin's Creed game. Because they have a lot of those
Something
coming out.
something division? Something
Oh,
maybe?
they are doing another Division game, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a
Or
lot of Assassin's Creed.
Humans, the bullet sponge, the game.
Yeah, I liked Division. It's fine.
I love the division.
It's
Fuck
it's
people. They're wearing armor.
it's a video game. Any RPG.
Video game.
Okay, when you play an RPG, like a JRPG, and the turn-based combat where everybody just stands like a fucking moron and just takes a hit and waits their turn to be, you know, to smack them back. It's you gotta kind of throw out some kind of, you know, some some world of reality. Fucking hell. Yeah, E3 is apparently happening. Ubisoft's like, hell yeah. But Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are all not going to show up. Shocking.
Yeah, so there was like 90. There's a ton of companies. PAX East is 3 weeks away, and they released the floor, and there's like no one on it.
Yeah, but PAX is more, I mean, this is my PAX from like 2010, 2011. My PAX is all smaller shit anyway.
Yep.
And then they started bringing Sega with their giant Sonic statues. And,
Cars. I think the end of PAX was when they put cars on the on the floor.
yeah. It got too corporate, man. It used to be
Or
about
like,
video games. Now
well,
it's
they
about
had Will
selling
Wheaton the
pre-orders.
first. They had, like,
Will
Will
Wheaton!
Wheaton they had Will Wheaton the first year. They used to be like decent, like grab bags and stuff, and it seemed like people cared about it. But like, I think it's just as the con nature changed. I think PAX just slowly became a place for you to spend $100 to get in the door and go fucking buy shit. Even like the panels are kind of bogus. Like they used to be like a bunch of cool ones, and now it's just like, oh, anyone can seem like do a panel now. I'm like, why am I paying $80 for like, I don't know, the same people talking about it online? Like
I,
us.
I didn't go to panels anyway. It means nothing to me.
I used to go to one or two. There used to be like Paxomania, which was like the fake wrestling one. I got to see a cool Witcher one, the Rooster Teeth one. Gearbox used to hand out games on all of theirs. Like one year they handed out their entire catalog of games.
Only panels I went to was the annual Giant Bomb Live podcast they did,
Yep,
and
that one too.
I went one. I met Suda51.
I went to the Mega 64 one every year. That one was fun.
Yeah,
I like those guys.
those guys are cool. I never really seen their panels or watched any of their stuff, but they when they were upstairs in the I met them in the Seattle one, but they would just hang out at their booth selling T-shirts and shit. And they were just nice guys. Talk to them. Like, hey, I don't watch any of your stuff, but these T-shirt designs are actually pretty stellar. And he's like, yeah, man.
They had a lot of cool stuff.
It's what it makes me want to do T-shirts and stuff that are, high-end Dynamite, but not the actual shirt designs that are just not a fucking logo and shit. No, it gives a shit about who the fuck I am anyway. But that's when I put cool shit on a T-shirt and sell it.
I want to put my face on a T-shirt.
Yeah, okay, you do that, buddy. I'm not gonna sell it.
I'll
People,
make them.
people will
I'm
be
gonna
like,
make.
oh, it's that fucking clown who has a claptrap tattooed to his leg.
And that's that nerd Tom who's an asshole to everybody. But I'm gonna sell a bunch of your shirts and not give you any of the profit.
Hey, man, I'm not plastering my face on the shirt.
I'm gonna take a picture of one of your Facebook pictures and I'm plastering it on a shirt.
Enjoy your zero sales.
I'll enjoy my $1.99 because I think there's probably at least one or two people out there who will buy one, and if it's two, that's a profit.
I sold actual good T-shirts, and I didn't sell that many of them. So, I mean, more power to you. Wish you all the luck in the world. You know who doesn't wish you luck though? The good folks over at Rovio. They have brought you hit games such as Angry Birds and Star Wars Angry Birds and Angry Birds Universe and other Angry Birds.
Why don't they wish us luck?
Well, you see, they had a previous version of Angry Birds that they used to sell. That was it was a one-time fee. You'd say, "Hey, here's $2. Give me Angry Birds," and they're like, "All right, yeah, here you go, Angry Birds. No ads, nothing like that." And they're like, "You know what? We're also going to release a free version of Angry Birds because Angry Birds, people want to play it. Grandmas don't want to pay. They want to fling some birds, see an ad or two, go on with their day." And then they were like, "How about we just remove this paid one and then only give away the free one with all the ads?"
Oh no!
And then people were like, "Hey, Angry Birds, I wanna play you, but I don't want to see these fucking ads anymore. Can we just go back to the way it was?" And like, you know what? Yeah, we will bring back Angry Birds that you can pay for. We're gonna call it Angry Birds Classic. Charge $1 for it or $2, whatever. I don't remember the story exactly. I skimmed it yesterday, and people are like, "Oh boy!" And then Rovio was like, "You know what? People really like this paid version. Like, too many people like this paid version. Nobody's playing this free version anymore. We gotta once again remove the paid version so people go back to the free version." So they have once again removed the paid version of Angry Birds.
I had something like similar happen where I got a new phone and I signed up for Android like the arcade because I got the 30-day trial,
Yeah, it's junk.
and I downloaded Sonic 2. And when I went to get I was like, oh, it included part of the arcade, but it included the ad version. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to play the ad version of Sonic 2?
It's not the arcade. That is just a free game now. Sega took all their paid versions of games down, and then they give you the free version with ads. They pulled in Angry Birds. They
The
also
arcade's okay. Okay.
I owned Afterburner, Climax, and Jet Set Radio on Android, but they have pulled those paid versions down, and I think they retired them due to the 32 to 64-bit swap, and so I can no longer play those on my modern phone. And it's very frustrating, because I like the ports of those games. They were pretty good.
The games I downloaded on the thing, I probably won't keep it for more than 30 days, is they had Death Road to Canada, they have Fury Unleashed, Vampire Survivor, this game called Sargarda that looked good. Dead Cells is pretty cool to play.
Is that on the arcade?
Yep.
I just bought that. I was on that for about maybe a half of a year, and I was like, none of these games are good or worth. I'd rather just put the money towards buying this game as opposed to
Yeah.
having all of these free games I'll never play. And that's kind of the way I've done it.
That's how I ended up with. I ended up buying Slay the Spire because it was cheap enough, and I ended up buying Pandemic because it was only $2. Oh, and I play a shit ton of Galaxy Trucker on every device.
Are you comatose right now? You're like head's hanging over your shit.
Oh, I was looking at my phone.
All right, well, you're on TV here, buddy. Let's show some fucking professionalism.
I was looking at the fucking games I was playing, you douchebag.
I was talking about Angry Birds.
Fight me. Yeah, and I was looking at my phone talking about the fucking Android arcade. Fight me.
Angry Arcade sucks. I'm telling you now. I have Apple Arcade, and that's kind of worth it. It has some exclusive stuff on there. That isn't just shovelware. There's also a lot of shovelware on there, but there's some good stuff.
Apple TV's great.
Yeah, Apple Arcade. Yeah. Apple TV Plus is a streaming service I pay for and I never use. I was watching.
Severance on it, it's good.
What was Harlem? Was that Amazon or was that Apple TV Plus? It was one of the two. If I watch a show, it's almost definitely on one of those two services.
I like Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest is good. For a serious show, Severance was good, and let's see.
Was Severance Apple TV?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The Tetris movie's on there. Is gonna be on there.
I know that soccer show.
Oh,
people like.
What's that show? Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso. That's on Apple TV Plus. Maybe one day I'll watch it.
Katie said C was pretty good too, the one where no one can see.
Oh, that seems so fucking stupid. I'm not watching that.
She said it was really stupid, but she says the fight scenes in it are incredibly good, and watching people just like.
I ain't watching that shit.
Butchered in brutal ways, I guess it was kind of.
You ever see the movie The Village? Where that one blind character was blind, but you could see red? What the fuck was that? That was a fucking stupid movie.
Village was dumb.
It's a dumb fucking movie. Blind guy can see red. The fuck is he?
I hate
fucking who's that superhero in Marvel? The lawyer?
Daredevil?
Yeah, the fucking Daredevil. The fuck?
I hate all M. Night Shyamalan movies though, because like The Village was that movie. It was just like, oh, this is a really good theory, and then you get to the end of the movie, and it was just like, psych, it's just in the middle of a fucking park. You're like, god damn it, god damn all of this.
Yeah, it's like an anime.
It was like he would set up these really good movies and then just like drop you on your face at the fucking end. You're just like, what was the point of setting?
Most of his movies are just bad. Like Sixth Sense, I'll give you, is a good movie. That movie Unbreakable was stupid as fuck, dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen. I've only watched that because everybody said it was good. Like, you gotta watch Unbreakable. That's like the best movie ever. You gotta watch it, man. I watched it. Like, there's no plot. Nothing happens. This is stupid. Dumb fucking movie. Dumb fucking movie. And then what did he do? He did Lady in the Water, where it's just him getting mad that people said his movies suck. And The Happening, another one where he was just kind of like, yeah, people just don't get me, bro. And then he did Old, which I watched in theaters because I'm smart and use my time wisely. And that wasn't offensively bad. It was just stupid. It was like, okay, I see what you're doing here. And then he has a new one that just released, and I haven't watched it yet. Knock on the Cabin or something like that. I'll watch it because I never learned my lesson. And because we both stopped making movies. Gotta have somebody.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't either at this point. What was the next story?
Our boy Shinji Mikami, creator of Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Worked in a bunch of Capcom games before that, and worked at Platinum Games for a little bit. Started his own company called Tango Works. Tango Gameworks specifically. He made Evil Within 1 and 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, and then just released Hi-Fi Rush. He's leaving the company.
Why?
That's a great question. So there's one of two things that I can hypothesize here. One, he did something. Two, he got a job offer somewhere else.
Yeah, that's usually it.
Because if you remember, there was that woman who was working on Ghostwire Tokyo who suddenly left the company in mid-development of that game. People were like, that's kind of weird. And now he's like a few years later, and now he's leaving the company he founded. So I don't want my boy Shinji to be in trouble because, I love Resident Evil, but I don't know, man. There's some shady shit going on behind the scenes here.
Yeah, it seems super weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope it's nothing scummy. There's enough scum going around. We don't need more scum.
Yeah, scum bums, especially it was like because especially that vampire game, I was so excited about, and then we're just like we're dropping the entire development team. I'm like that's never a good thing.
Wait, what Ghostwire Tokyo?
No, the Vampire Masquerade.
Oh, when they fired the writer and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I bought
they're
that
just
game. I own it. It's
I
not.
want
It's
that
not.
game so bad.
It doesn't have a release date. But GOG sold it, and I was like, I'll buy this. I also bought what's that other game I bought on fucking GOG? Baldur's is it Baldur's Gate 3? Is that a game?
Is it? I don't know if it's done yet.
Oh no, it's not. It was put out in beta last year, maybe end of 2 years ago, and it's scheduled to actually release in August. But I bought it a long time ago because I'm stupid and don't spend money wisely. It better be a fucking great game, tell you that much. Oh fuck. All right, Shinji. Don't let us down, boy.
Yeah, please tell me you just got a new job and that you're not a terrible human being.
I'm making a new studio. I'm making a game called Dwelling Badness 2. We're just skipping a 2.
Just skipping to two.
We're just skipping a 2. We're not doing 1. Let's see here. What else do I got in the old queue? Yeah, fucking PSVR 2. I don't know. People say it's the
Way too
hardware's really
expensive.
good, and I'm like, yeah, I never doubted the hardware was going to be good. The thing that's bad is Sony and their inability to commit to anything. If you remember a system called the Vita, if you remember a thing called PSVR 1, they're not very committed in what they do. So I don't know. People saying the hardware is solid and is really really worth. I don't know if it's worth $550. It's more than the actual console, but they say it's really impressive hardware, and that's cool and all. My problem with it is that they're going to fucking burn VR out with all these promises of development. All these studios are going to get involved, and then nobody's going to buy the fucking thing. Sony's going to stop developing it, and all these VR studios are going to be fucking burnt on development. It's going to kill the industry faster. The niche of a niche.
That's what I worry about. It's just like I even felt the same way though with the Quest, the second Quest, because it was like we're gonna make a bunch of improvements that no one asked. Like, yeah, it's good, the battery life and stuff like that, but I heard it's even more uncomfortable. And I think it's like maybe you're really hoping that the PS5 owner fanboys people, because I did see a bunch of my PS5 friends who did have a system intrigued by it. So if you have the money and you have a PS5, maybe there's some streamers out there who are gonna jump on because like I know Joe Rogan's dude Red Band and people are pushing VR, and there's a lot of streamers out there pushing VR. So maybe it will work. Maybe me and you were just so fucking like worried that it's gonna make the niche market worse, but I think in the same sense, maybe this is what VR needs to make that push. But
Not a lot of people have PS5s. PSVR 2. It's also more expensive than the actual console. It's not going to sell very well,
yeah, it's fucking insane.
especially with this economy. No fucking way. Enjoy your 1.5 years of support, people who buy PSVR 2. And then you get a lot of fuck. It's going to be like the Switch, where the Switch had a lot of games at once, and then everyone's like, how about we just put our old shit to it? And then you're getting fucking Dragon's Dogma and Bioshock on fucking Switch. That's what you get for new games. Enjoy it. $70 for fucking Zelda. Out of your fucking mind.
It's so insane.
The one claim I heard for the try to justify the cost is the size of the cartridge, but Nintendo should just first off, they should be able to put fucking 18 gigabytes on a fucking card. Micro SD cards can go up to a fucking terabyte. All of a sudden, Nintendo can't put 18 gigs on a fucking cartridge. Fuck that. They can afford it. It probably doesn't cost that much more. I don't buy that as an excuse. Fuck that shit. For real. Like, that's bullshit. Fucking 18 gigs. I can buy a 128 gig SD card for fucking $9. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I think Nintendo was just hoping that like no one was gonna fucking be like, no one's gonna catch on that we're up in the price, right? Because all the other companies are, and everyone's like, no, we are, because it's still the fucking Switch, and it's still like basically a first generation system. Why the fuck are you gonna get away with $70 games?
First generation.
Well, yeah, it's the Switch, dude. It's not like
I believe that is
not. It's
the 8th generation. Is that
it's
8th or
the eighth
9th?
generation, but I would like I consider it the first like iteration of
We're on 9 now, right?
this console for like comparing a Switch versus a PS5. You're just fucking on crack. Like comparing it against that or an Xbox, but you know what I mean?
The next generation is consoles November 2020. The release Xbox and Series S and the PlayStation 5. Okay, yeah, we're on 9th generation. And that was barely a Gen 8 system, too. So, I mean,
It was so barely. It came in limping at like everyone's like, this is a joke, right? You're like, oh no, they're actually going through with this.
I don't know. I'll talk about my Switch Lite in a little bit. Ubisoft confirmed for E3. I already mentioned that. They got Assassin's Creed. They're probably going to do a Just Dance. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to embarrass themselves like they do every year. I love it. Accidental leak of Mortal Kombat 12 coming out this year from the shareholders at WB. They mentioned they were going to be releasing that Suicide Squad game, and they also got Mortal Kombat 12 slated for this year for release. So an interesting way of dropping that announcement. They're probably going to announce it on E3. If I had a, if I was a betting man, that's probably when they're going to debut it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Debut it? The fuck? I just had a stroke. Debut. Yeah, so that's happening. I liked 11 a lot. That was a fun game. I enjoy my buy/triannual Mortal Kombat game.
Me too. They're always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games you just don't play online because it's not a game that lends itself well to the more competitive fighting because it's so cheesed. You just do stupid fucking combos that are broken. Everyone has a broken ass combo. People just go online and exploit it. It's not worth it, but playing the actual, like playing with your buddies or playing story modes. I don't know. Fun. I like it. I liked 11. I like the DLC for 11. It's good stuff. But now they have time powers. Ew.
Wow.
What else we got
Do we know what
going?
time powers are?
Did you play 11?
Yeah.
Liu Kang is like the god of fucking time and creation or some shit, isn't he?
I have to finish the game.
Well,
Spoilers.
yeah, let me tell you about the fucking long, convoluted story of Mortal Kombat 11. It's pretty straightforward. It's only like, 5 hours to get through that game. It's not very hard. I said all those crypt unlockables. That was fun. Good games. Love Mortal Kombat. Good series. Except 4. 4 was terrible. Oh man. Did you hear about this? Let me clue you in on this woke culture. How to sabotage
no.
a video game. You know, there's these clowns over at Capcom. You know what they did?
What'd they do?
They put pants on Cammy. I've already
What?
canceled my pre-order. I pre-ordered it again and then canceled it a second time.
What the fuck? Pants on Cammy?
Put pants on Cammy. These woke sons of bitches. What the fuck?
Ruining our fucking our Cammy? They're ruining. What the fuck are they doing?
It's like they're gonna dial back and Chun-Li's tits, unlike the last 5 games that made them like double in size every game.
Oh my god, she's gotten like gradually bigger and bigger as the fucking games have gone.
It's like that chick in One Piece, the main girl there, who she said was like flat at the beginning of the series, and then like now she's just like fucking bam. You can tell this guy is getting a little thirsty. Thirsty and through his manga. It's like the guy who made Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's my Capcom story. Apparently, Cammy's costume looks really nice. I like it a lot. She also has
Yeah,
short hair now, which is an interesting take. They announced a new character. I don't know if they announced her, but this trailer that had Cammy and it also had this character named Lily. I don't know if she's brand new or she was in the DLC for 5, because 5 had a fucking load of DLC characters, and I did not play 5 past like the ice chick that came in, which is very early in the Street Fighter 5 DLC roster. So I don't know. She might be brand new for 6, or just a DLC character I didn't know about. Little girl.
Oh yeah,
Has goofy
yep.
hair.
I haven't recognized her.
Yeah, and Zangief's in it because Street Fighter 2 will never die.
I love Zangief though.
I don't. It's like when you play King in Tekken, where it's just like, stop fucking throwing me, man. I get it. Just give me the damage. Don't take the 15 seconds to do the throw. Just let me take the damage and let's move on. The worst is you're playing King and he does like the 4 throw combo on you, and you just like put your controller down and walk away and get a cup of tea, come back. Maybe the combo will be done.
My friend used to play that character and it used to drive me fucking nuts.
Yeah, I can't handle one. I gotta sit there and watch shit. It ruins me. It ruins my brain. Alright, I don't know what else has happened in the news. I don't got anything unless you do.
I got nothing.
No. It's good that you put in your work in here. All those news stories have been coming out of the bread hole.
There hasn't really been. I'll go back to being the news person. I've been slacking. There hasn't been much news though.
Well, did you know that Humanity launches on the PS5, PS4, PSVR 2, PSVR, and PC in May?
No.
Did you know that Resident Evil 4's third trailer shows off new environments with Jack Krauser?
No.
Did you know that Baldur's Gate 3 releases on PS5 and PC on August 31st?
No.
Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections announced. What the fuck is that?
I have no idea. What is that?
I don't know. Did you see this Justice League game coming out for the Switch? It's all like a little cutesy isometric beat 'em up kind of thing. It looks kind of cool.
I'm looking forward to that twin stick shooter Doom. That looks kind of cool.
It's a phone game. It's gonna be garbage. Mighty Doom.
Is it? Yeah, for phone game. Yeah, phone games are getting better.
You say that, but it's a free-to-play mobile game. I know you're a man with zero morals, but I can't stand that shit. Fuck that shit. Charge me fucking $3 and let me play the fucking game for 3-4 days until it gets boring, like every other mobile game. I got fucking Need for Speed Most Wanted on my phone. It was $5, which was a fair price. I want to play a racing game. But the only way to play it is either with shitty touchscreen controls, motion controls, or Moga. I don't remember the Moga controller, but that's from like 2011.
They tried to sell me a fucking Razer phone yesterday. I was like, no.
Yeah, those are stupid as fuck. I don't know why you'd want a gaming phone.
I don't either. I was like, oh, is that some reason? Do you guys have Steam Decks? Like, no, that's the Razer phone. I'm like, gross.
I was at a Best Buy and I was making fun of it with somebody, and the salesman walks over and he gets all mad at me. It's like, people are really serious about their phone gaming. I'm like, oh, people need some fucking lives. What are you talking about playing Call of Duty Mobile with its auto aim? Fucking PUBG? What the fuck are you talking about? Serious phone gaming? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Best Buy guy.
Shit.
What the fuck are you talking about? Stupid. Stupid. Because they're stupid.
Because they're fucking dumb.
Fuck you and your fucking phones.
On your fucking phone?
You can play emulators on your phone. I don't fucking get it. It's like,
yeah, you play emulators on your phone, but I want a controller. I'm not using no fucking touchscreen, I'll tell you that much.
nope.
Fuck that shit. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to play with Need for Speed. I actually refunded the game because it doesn't support modern controllers. You gotta use... There's no update to say, all right, the Moga things are dead and nobody knows the fuck those things are anymore. Here's standard direct input / X input. What? All right, this is going to be my phone rant now. Because Android had the utmost potential to be a successful gaming platform. And they have botched it in every fucking regard they could possibly botch something. It's like, there's no cohesive system between syncing saves and all that shit. They kind of have Google Play games, but it barely works. It doesn't sync shit. There's no standardization of controllers. So game companies have to do them themselves. Most of them choose not to. It should have been like Apple Arcade, where Apple makes you put in controller support and touchscreen support. They should have both, and I agree with that. They should force that when you release a game on Androids, at least if you're getting off the Play Store officially. There's no reason where all these ports of games that are on consoles come to fucking the phone and don't have standard controls like fucking all of Square's releases of Dragon Quest games. You can't use controllers for them for some reason. I think the Pixel remasters coming out are the Pixel masters are out, and I believe they do support controllers, but the ones previously did not. So good luck with that. There's no incentive so people to release Android TV releases of video games, so the stores are very skewed. I have a Shield, and the Shield doesn't get a vast majority of games for some fucking reason. The little Android system that was made to be a gaming console does not have a majority of games on it. It's crazy. Like, I can't get Dead Cells on it. It's fucking nuts, right?
Oh, weird.
So it's like they had every opportunity to make a, because everybody has Android. You can make a little box. It's on a phone. It can be built into TVs. It could be anywhere. It's like the full creation. I don't know the word I'm looking for here of what the 3DO and the new one were trying to do 30 years ago, but didn't have the technology to do it. This is an open platform. Everybody can get it. They can install it. Bam, that's it. You can sell games. You can move them between devices easily. I got a new Shield box, and I got a fucking, I don't know, I installed Android on my fucking computer because you can do that now.
That's kind of cool.
It's just there's so much potential for this fucking thing, and they just fucked it up so fucking bad, and I don't understand why they did it. It's just missed potential. All you can really do now. What's that?
It says it makes no fucking sense.
All you can really do now is get Chinese ghetto boxes that have like 500 NES games on it with fucking crazy latency on the controller. That's what Android gaming is. It's a fucking shame. That's my phone rant. Fuck Android.
Fuck Android.
Fuck Android. I'm sick of it. If I had to buy a new fucking phone to install a fucking security app for a fucking job because their goddamn systems don't let me use my goddamn ROMs anymore. Can't use my own fucking custom ROM because it doesn't have the Google security checks. Fuck that shit. It's supposed to be an open system. And all of a sudden I can't install a verified third-party ROM. It's Lineage OS. It's a known company. They make a solid operating system. It's not like it's some Steve Cheese 43 on XDA's stripped down unicorn ROM or some shit like that. Yeah, if you don't do Android phones, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there's a lot of shady ROMs, and there's a very, very official ROMs. And Lineage is as official as you can get as a third-party thing, and that's not worthy of security checks. I can't use my fucking banking app on that. Fuck that shit.
That's crazy that your work locks down your phone like that.
It needed specific security checks because I bought a OnePlus 9. I was a big fan of the OnePlus phones forever. And the operating system they switched to because it's the same company that makes the Oppo phones in China. And they Oppo-fied the phones where they made them all like super shitty OS. It fucking sucked. And I was like, well, the hardware on this phone is really good still. They still make a good hardware phone, but this OS sucks. I want to install Lineage on it. So I installed Lineage on it, and it worked wonderfully. It worked way faster, too. It was like the fucking fastest phone I've ever owned. So smooth. Great phone. Went to this place, and they want me to use some kind of VPN security 2FA. And I couldn't use it because it didn't pass the security check when fucking a Lineage. It was bullshit. I went and bought a Pixel 6, and the Pixel I don't like at all. Fuck the Pixel.
I like my Pixel 7.
Well, that's your fault. I mean, I never used the 7, but the 6 is not great. I use the OnePlus 9 as a little handheld system now. I have one of those little stereoscopic controllers. You put into a USB-C port and it makes it look like a Switch pretty much. Plays
I also immediately
PS2
put
games and shit on it
Nova
perfectly.
Launcher on it though, so
yeah, Nova Launcher is just a launcher. It's not the internals of the operating system. That's just superficial how do you use the phone. It's not like security checks and not being able to use banking apps and 2FAs and all that shit. Tap to pay, NFC. I use my phone for paying all the time. Stop supporting that. Then you have to install all this fucking backdoor shit to mask your fucking custom ROM and all this shit. It's so convoluted. It's against what Android originally was out to be. But I mean, what do you expect from the fucking advertising analytics company? You don't have privacy. They don't give a fuck. They want to sell you ads. That's their whole thing. So, it is what it is. At least Apple gives a fuck about security. To some degree anyway. It's a shame their fucking OS is annoying. Yeah, that's my rant. That's what I got.
A good rant. learn a lot.
I just want my fucking Android games to be worthwhile. I go
A few
to
of
the
them are.
store.
Slay the Spire is decent, and a few of them are pretty. Like,
Yeah, all of the good games are ports of PC games that just go to the phone. Like,
exactly, which is a bummer.
I have Bloodstained, I have Dead Cells, I have I bought Titan Quest at some point for some reason. All these games I bought on my phone. And they're just ports. Like, all the ones that are made for phone are always fucking, like, free-to-play nonsense. Like, you know, like, this whole Angry Birds story we're talking about earlier reminded me of playing Bejeweled, because I really like Bejeweled, and I want to play it on my phone, but there's no way to buy it. You got to use the shitty, ad-riddled nightmare version of that game. So what I ended up doing was installing the DS emulator and just putting the DS ROM of Bejeweled on it. Which is not the preferred way of playing that. I'd rather just give them, like, $5 and just own the fucking thing. Why do they make it so fucking awful? Why is our world suck? Why is everything fucking capitalist nightmare?
It needs to make everything harder.
Sucks. It stinks.
It bums me out that my phone from like fucking 10 years ago was easier to use. Like my Google S whatever it was. Some of the best phones, and now as smartphones they realize that, oh, people want to use them and not be stuck to this shit. Oh, now we're gonna completely lock them down. It's just fucking annoying.
Yeah, Android needs a complete rewrite. I don't know what's going on with that. What do they call it? Kotlin? Or whatever the successor of Android's supposed to be, but knowing, you know, Google to probably never release it or fuck it up in some way. Fucking Google. Don't give a shit. At least Google Photo is unlimited photos for free. I respect that. I don't know. What are video games? Does it matter? Does any of this matter? Does any of this matter? It's like, do I want to go shopping some DK oldies? Is that what I want to do with my life? Do I want to go in there and get mad that the system they sold me for, you know, 2 times the price that it should go for is all fucked up? I mean, that's just karma, really. That's your own fucking fault, people. Fucking buy $300 fucking PlayStation 3. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, people?
I don't know.
Have you seen this DK Oldies controversy? It's hilarious.
What is it?
You know what DK Oldies is?
Yeah, the website where they that guy, like, is it the one where like everyone's been making fun of him and sending him hate mail and shit? He's like, let's go into the back.
Yeah, the whole thing. How I found out about him was on YouTube Shorts. They have this fucking doofus go up and say, hey, Steve just ordered Assassin's Creed in a 360. Let's go pack it. And he just goes through this fucking game inventory. He's like, here's Assassin's Creed 3, one of my favorite games, and shoves it into the envelope. It's like, you got chosen for our videos. Like, here's a free gift, and throws in like a fucking Goomba sticker and ships it out. And that's the video. And it was just like the absolute fucking lack of content that is, and how fucking stupid it is at all levels. First off, why the fuck you showing people's orders? Secondly, why is it people want to watch you pack a fucking order? Well, I'm just gonna go to the Amazon warehouse and just watch him pack shit. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, oh, what are you packing over there? A fucking toothbrush, bro? You packing a toothbrush? Oh, fuck yeah, that guy's got some clean fucking teeth. Can't wait. The fuck is that? The fuck is that shit? It was just so void of any kind of fucking substance. Like, it was just ripe to be made fun of. I didn't know anything about the actual website because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then this last few weeks on YouTube, it's just been shoved down my fucking throat about these people. I've sworn a lot this episode.
See him on Facebook a lot.
A lot of people just like ragging on him. I guess these 2 people on YouTube. I don't remember. I know one's Review Tech USA because he's been around forever. That weirdo. And some other guy I don't really know. Jacob R. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They both bought consoles that are because the reason they charge so much is because they're quote unquote refurbished systems. So they're charging you $350 for a fucking PS3 with a generic controller. And the whole thing is like, oh yeah, we open all of our systems, clean them. So they both bought multiple systems and they opened all of them. And all of them have not been refurbished at all. They never opened them. They never cleaned them. Didn't do shit. So The fraud element of this is that they're false advertising a refurbish, because a refurbish is not just a used system. Refurbishing means you refurbished it. It's what refurbished means. You go in there, you clean it, you change things out, make it an, you refresh the system. And
Right.
so that's what this whole controversy has been about. And people saying how because they do damage control, or like they're pulling up old reviews from years past saying this person loved their video, loved their order. This person loved their order. We do clean all of our systems and all this shit. And it's just them digging themselves in a hole. And it's the funniest fucking thing because it's so stupid. It's
Whoa, this person ordered the old. It looks like you got a copy of Mortal Kombat and Red Dead Redemption, and I'm gonna give you a sticker because we think you're rad.
that's those. They're so fucking. It's like a pop figure where it's just where like consumerism
So
goes to
funny.
die. It's like the end of the line of actual substance, where pop figures are a generic, sad, pathetic mold of plastic that all look the fucking same, but they slap on a license, say, "Oh, it's fucking Steve from Breaking Bad" or some shit. It doesn't fucking matter, and people buy them. And this, you question why people buy these fucking things because there's such a lack of substance. And like, what do you need this for? What do you need this? You want people to know you like Breaking Bad, so you buy the most fucking, the least substance you can get from that, just to consume, just to be a consumer.
It's so funny.
It's like, oh my god, it's like, dude, have some ambition. That's what DK Oldie seems to me. And I looked on their website and all the prices were laughably ridiculous. And I'm like, why would anybody buy this? You have to like really know nothing about video games to be like, you know what, this $250 for an NES with a generic controller and a copy of Mario Brothers Duck, that seems like a good deal. That seems like that's fair, that's worth that money.
No.
I'm not gonna check anywhere else. What the fuck? So it's like, they should
That's
probably.
not the type of prices they are using, was it?
I will live check DK Oldies right now and see what an NES goes for. They have a DDS block page come up when you go to the site, so apparently they're being DDS'd. So that's cool. I guess they're feeling some heat right now, huh? They're being targeted. DDoSed. Let's see here. What a weird order. N64, GameCube, Nintendo NES, Super Nintendo, Wii U, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, Switch. There's no semblance of order there.
I watched one where like they included it was like a PS2 and then it was like a PS3 game and everyone was like, why are you including a PS3 copy of Gun with their PS2? I'm like, everyone's like, maybe they're assuming that this is just like a random order and they have a PS3, but why would they be ordering a PS2 also?
Gun wasn't on PS3.
Hmm?
Gun was on 360, Xbox, and PS2.
Well, they ordered basically whatever it might have been. Oh, what was that other? They basically threw a PS3 game in, and everyone's like, "But you just made a PS2 package."
That's a great question. I think you pay attention to such detail. They also do that old-fashioned trick where everything's on sale all the time.
Oh.
It's like you go to bikesdirect.com and everything on bikesdirect.com is on a sale.
You get
It's
25% off.
it's usually $500, but you can get it today for $350, and they're always just on sale. That's it. It's a gimmick. It's like the Chinatown store grand opening sign that never goes down. People in Boston will get that one.
30% off, but we're usually 30% higher than everybody else in town.
I'm very curious about this skew in pricing here because they have an original NES 2-player pack acceptable. Whatever acceptable means in this regard, $100. But fan favorite, original NES Mario 1, 2, 3 Zapper pack, which is the same thing with the addition of a Zapper and Mario 1, 2, and 3 added, $250. What is that discretion there? There's a discrepancy there. $150 for Mario 1, 2, and 3 and a gun? Those are all common ass games. How does that make for an extra $150? That doesn't make any sense.
What's gonna sell me a Nintendo with a new pin connector for 90?
Original NES 2-player pack, $145 on sale for $200. $145. But acceptable. What the fuck does acceptable mean in this regard? Does it have a crack in the plastic? That doesn't seem like it'd be a $50 discount. That's weird. The Nintendo NES system pack with new 72-pin acceptable. What does that mean? It has some flaws, including but not limited to discoloration, scratches, chips, stickers, writing, missing door.
Oh no.
So they're gonna give you a shell with like the door missing and like the bit being piss yellow versus one that's
I was
like
gonna
decent
say,
color.
yeah, smoking house.
Versus $50. I don't know. That's a weird description. What one controller? It's $94. That's a weird change of pricing. What's a PS1 sell for? PS1s are dirt common. $90. The fuck?
Yeah, I'm telling you, fucking retro prices have gone up. So
No,
much
this
for, like,
isn't going up. PS1s are worth garbage. You can get those for nothing. It's like a Wii. Wii's are still dirt cheap.
Used are probably still cheap too.
A Wii with a Wii remote, $110, which is, I mean, that's it's way more than you can get it for. You can get a Wii for $30 easy.
I was
Like,
gonna
not even
say,
trying $30.
That's like Goodwill 20.
Oh man, the Seattle Goodwill, I got so many fucking Wiis. I have like legitimately 15 Wiis just because they were so fucking cheap.
Yep.
You see a Wii for $5, you buy it. You can't say no. It's like, fuck, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but
Like, I don't know what. Yeah, exactly.
I gotta stop buying stupid shit. The fan favorite Wii pack is Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, 2 remotes and nunchucks, $220. So that's for dirt common system. Let's see something a little harder to find. Let's see what a Saturn goes for.
150.
Saturn basic pack with the shitty first generation controller. At least they showed. They'll probably give you a generic controller, $200.
Yeah. What's the cheapest game that they're selling too?
The games don't seem to be that offensively bad, at least. Daytona USA, $9.
Oh, that's
Virtual
not too bad.
Fighter 2, $10. Virtual Cop 15. Even Panzer Dragoon 2 is $220 is not like the most offensive price I've seen for that game. So the games don't seem to be ridiculous like the rest of the shit. Let me look at PS1 games. I'm more familiar with the pricing.
Neo Geo,
Yeah, don't know what fucking Neo Geo costs.
$500.
Nobody knows what a Neo Geo goes for. Those are fucking, that's a unicorn.
You can go get like probably a fucking Neo Geo stand-up machine cheaper at this point with Metal Slug than you could buy a Neo Geo arcade home system.
Final Fantasy 8, $15. Final Fantasy 7, $48.
Oh my god.
Resident Evil
Final
1
Fantasy
Director's
8 is
Cut.
the Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Lance Arms. Fucking yeah, not Lance Armstrong. Oh my
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
I think
It was
Neil
like
had all his
$100.
testicles.
Buzz Aldrin, 50.
Oh, these prices are weird. Tony Hawk won $15, but Crash Bandicoot won $45. It's weird. I don't understand what these. Legend of Dragoon, $95? You can still buy that new on Amazon for $20. $95?
They re-released it, and people for some reason are streaming it right now.
Yeah, they did some kind of weird PS4, PS5 release of it, but it's still a shitty game. Who cares? I don't know. These prices are weird. Tony Hawk 2, $20. Siphon Filter 2, $7? That's really cheap. Bugs Life 12? Siphon Filter 2, $7. Whereas Parasite Eve 2, $125.
Damn.
Silent Hill 1, $312.
What?
What? None of this makes sense. This doesn't make sense. It's like they spin a wheel, and whatever this wheel says is what they charge.
It's like they take like an eBay price that, and they don't ever look at if it's actually selling.
So
Like,
weird.
this game once went for $275, so that's what we're gonna sell it for.
Xbox games seem to be about appropriately priced, if not a little pricier, than like a few dollars more, not like double the price. Like Need for Speed Underground 2, $17. KOTOR 2, $10. Like that all makes sense. Crimson Skies, $3. I gave away that game for free for years. It was like the big Xbox Live push. So that everybody had Forza $7. Like all this makes sense. Simpsons Hit and Run 63, which seems to be about right for that game. That is a rare Xbox game. Def Jam Fight for New York 190. That game is actually really rare on the. It's one of the few games I don't own on the Xbox. I don't own like 4 or 5 games. So that's one of them. It's just hard to find.
If I ever play that game, I always play it on the GameCube, just because it's GameCube emulators. That's one of the hardest games to find for a long time.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm sure it's a
It
licensing nightmare.
Yeah, it's because all the music you can't use anymore, and Def Jam keeps teasing like every 2 years. It's like, should we buy a new game? It's like, yes, it will release something. It's just like this week, it's a Birdman album. We're like, God damn it, has nothing to do with our game.
Guess how much an Xbox is with one controller? A standard ass
50.
original Xbox. How much?
150,
Keep going.
175.
Keep going.
No, 200.
Keep going.
250?
Keep going.
No.
$260 for an Xbox system. I have a stack of them behind me. Like a legitimate stack of them. They're not hard to find, bro. What the fuck? $270? What are you talking about?
You're an Xbox billionaire.
What are you talking about? If I can pay my college tuition on fucking Xboxes, I'd have fucking change left. What are you talking about? $216?
That's more expensive than the fucking 1070 I'm gonna go sell tomorrow.
I tell you what, it's probably because they have to fucking refurbish them because they have to change those capacitors out because they will legitimately break the fucking system if they leave them in there. So they're probably charging because they actually have to do the work on them. Because people would notice if those were broken.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like an NES, you don't have to open up and clean out, and it'll still work for another 10, 15 years, where Xboxes are fucking literally melting at this point because of those leaking capacitors in them. Oh, man, that's hilarious. $260 for an Xbox.
People are paying for it.
That's too funny, man.
I follow a bunch of like people online who are collectors, and I'm like, why? It's like collecting every PS5 game, collecting every this game. I'm like, but why? My friend from work owns a physical copy of every single Switch game. Every single one. We're talking Europe, Japan, United States, every single one.
How's it feel to be a virgin at 35?
Oh my god.
It's fucking hilarious.
Like, what a weird system to fucking commit yourself to.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I don't collect modern games at all. I don't collect games in general anymore, but yeah. The having every, I feel bad digitally downloading every game for a system I don't give a fuck about. Like, I don't need every Genesis ROM. What the fuck am I doing with that? An entire Genesis ROM set is like 30 megabytes. Like, I'm not fucking losing space here. I mean, that's how borrow. It's like maybe 500 megabytes or so, but that's nothing. That's a pittance of space these days. And even then, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need NBA Live 91 to 98. You know, I don't need that in my life. I can easily delete these files that cost me legitimately nothing. Oh, imagine that. Every fucking Switch game. That's hilarious. Soul was making fun of me at some point. I'm not sure at what time period that was. You gonna chime in here, buddy?
It's just crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. The systems. Like, I just can't believe this.
Xbox 360S. That was a slimmer model. Came out near the end. $145.
Still, why?
That's I've never owned one of those. I kind of want one. I want the one that came out after that one. It was called the E. Did you ever see those?
No, I like kept one so I could play Rock Band, and then someone showed me how to play Rock Band on my PC, and I never went back.
What was that?
I kept my Xbox for the longest time, but then someone showed me
The
how
original?
to play. No, 360, and then someone showed me how to play Rock Band on my PC, and then I never needed to do it again.
Who would do that?
I don't know, someone really cool.
Oh man,
Yeah,
must
you
be a
can do that
pretty
again.
cool guy.
He's like one rockin' dude.
PC.
The problem with the Rock Band shit nowadays is all the instruments. Either you have them or you don't.
Yeah.
You get
You
lucky
can
at a
still
Goodwill
find
or
them.
you don't.
Yeah.
It's either the Goodwill has a stack of them in the corner that's been there for 10 years, or they have not seen one in 10 years since. That's how it
Still have a
plays out.
keyboard.
It's a shame with the Rock Band stuff and a lot of the music instruments is the PS3 versions all had dongles. And those dongles
Yeah.
are impossible to find. So you'll find a guitar or a turntable or whatever instrument that came up for the PS3, but it won't have the dongle with it. So you see the instrument and you're excited, like, oh, fuck yeah, I found a guitar. Can't use it. Worthless without those dongles. There's no replacement for them. It's a damn shame. Somebody needs to come up with a like a third party dongle, bring all that shit back to life. It's a damn
Is there
shame.
no way? Is there no way to do a third-party one or anything like that? Or were they all super proprietary, so you couldn't do it?
I'm pretty sure the at least the later PS3 systems.
Wait,
I think all of them did, but the dongles themselves had a sync function. So if
wasn't
it
I bel
what's that?
wasn't there companies who, besides Harmonix releasing like the third-party stuff, I feel like you could probably buy some of the third-party like fucking what was that company who was doing it for a long time? Oh my
There
God,
was
Red
PD
Octane?
Red Octane was the original. And then they moved to PDP. And I think Mad Cats also did it before
Mad
PDP.
Cats,
I think
yes.
Mad Cats did it, and then PDP took over after Mad Cats. But even then, all those are probably specific to that brand. So if the
Oh,
PDP
true.
receiver works with the PDP controller. That's probably how that all worked. I don't know, but I know for a fact if you go find like the official Guitar Hero 3 PS3 controller, you cannot use it without having a dongle. I am positive. I'm like 75 to 85% positive that all of those had a sync button that you could sync to the dongle itself. So it's not like a Microsoft keyboard that's hard coded to work with one specific receiver, but you just need to be able to clone that receiver, and that would solve a lot of the issues. Because DJ Hero was a game I actually like to play a lot, and I have the PS3
It's
version,
great.
and I still have the dongle, but the dongle cable is fraying, so I'm like super paranoid with it. I'm like, oh
Oh
fuck, I don't want to
no.
lose this because I actually like this game.
That game's really good.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Works really
Has a
good.
great soundtrack too.
Works really good on the PS3 emulator. So I'm like, there's actually a Discord out there that has custom tracks, if you care that much, with varying levels of
The
quality.
Rock Band World Tour one where you could switch between the tracks was pretty good too.
Unplugged, the
You
one on
played
the
all.
PSP.
Yeah, no, there was the Xbox Arcade
Blitz,
one.
Blitz, yeah,
Blitz, yeah, I like that game.
yeah. That was just Amplitude with Rock Band DLC.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they allowed you to basically take this. I liked it because you got like 12 new songs that they added to Rock Band 3 also if you bought that game.
yeah. I have never once seen, heard about, or witnessed any kind of form of Rock Band 4. I just know it was a thing that released, and I've never once seen it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it in stores. Didn't hear anybody talking about it. I think it took all the DLC
No.
from your old systems. If you decide to bring them in, because it was Xbox One slash PS3, PS4. So it was the next gen, but you can still port in all your DLC from the previous systems. So that was interesting.
Oh wait, I did have it. I played it. Yeah, I owned it. It was fun.
Never played it
And I also bought the Guitar Hero.
live.
Yeah,
I got that at a Five Below.
it was fun.
Got it for the Wii U, I think.
Got it for the PS3 when it was $5. I played it online when it was there because it was like, well, the service was online. It was cool because like basically played a bunch of music videos and you could play against people in real time. It was a good concept, but the second you knew that the online service would eventually be plugged, you're just like, okay, because they would play just like a bunch of songs, so you're like, oh, it's Avenged Sevenfold Day, so I'm gonna play through like 5 of these songs in a row and stuff like that. So it was a cool concept.
Do they have any? What's my favorite band there? 311.
No.
Fuck that. No 311, no buy. This is why
Um,
you've failed Guitar Hero Live.
I bought 311 tickets, and then Katie made me we sold them because she's like, I don't want to go to this.
This is why I like Katie. She's a wise woman. About the color of your energy.
This is
That was good. Bitty bitty
Every
bitty
song-
weather way.
Every song sounds like Down.
Yeah, man, that fucking Down. What a fucking track.
Beautiful disaster, burn up bridge or two.
There's like 3 songs that I can hear and immediately picture a time and place, and that Down song is like specifically one of them, where it reminds me of doing my paper route back in like
Yep.
1998 in front of that liquor store over by Lincoln Hancock. I don't know why. I must have had a Walkman or something, but that one point in time, every time I hear that song, I think of that specific store where I used to buy peach rings and a fucking Pepsi. Wow. That song, Ready to Go by Republica.
I remember that the reason we liked 311. Well, there
No,
was
I
some
never liked
kid.
311. Let's stop dragging me
There,
into this.
not we. I mean, there was this kid in my sixth grade class who's just like, you know what 311 means? I'm like, what? He's like, the KKK.
Does it really?
No,
Like, I
because
don't know.
they
I
said
don't.
it was the third letter. They said there was 3 letters of the alphabet, and it's the 11th letter of the alphabet is K. So everyone was like, C stands for the KKK. I'm like, what?
I have no idea what 311
But
means,
I'm
to be
like,
honest with you.
they're a reggae band with what?
Amber, it's a color. It's a color of their energy.
Thanks, Eric.
It's not white. White isn't
Eric
a
was.
color of energy.
I'm like, I don't know if I could listen to this band because they're racist.
311, big fans of Dilbert.
Oh no,
Heard it
you
here
heard it
first.
here first.
Were they one of those shitty bands that came out later in life and like end up being crazy like Trump supporters? I know that happened a few times, like these old shitty 90s bands that came out of nowhere. Like Stained or something.
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank?
Hoobastank.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Stain did.
I'm about to
I'm
say,
like,
like, what a
Hoobastank
random.
seen rushing the Capitol.
Yeah, I can see Stained. Hoobastank, I can't see them rushing to capitals, you know? Oh,
The
what a
girls
miss.
from the yeah is at the front line of a Trump rally.
Maps is all about the insurrection, man. You gotta listen between the lyrics.
Some 41 was always talking about it. You just guys didn't see it.
Did Smash Mouth come out like super shitty?
Yes, they did. They went to the they ended up going to that fucking um motorcycle rally in the middle of the pandemic.
I can never watch Shrek the Same again.
So did oh, what was the band? Oh my god, this is gonna drive me. There was another one that it wasn't Breaking Benjamin, but it was another one of those Trapped. Trapped, the guy, the
Headstrong?
main singer. He came out as a full ass Trump supporter and like told people that like, oh my god, dude, he had a giant meltdown to the point that like they took him off Spotify. They like,
I can't believe they got Headstrong. They took him
oh,
on.
he had a
He
full
couldn't take
meltdown
on everyone.
to the point that his band was like, we don't support this guy. He's a giant asshole.
If only they can get rid of Billy Corgan.
Hanson came out. Oh, Hanson is another band.
Hanson is not 13 anymore?
No, but they're crazy ass conservatives. And like a bunch of women at Hanson concerts have been known to beat up other women to get and pushing them out of the way with kids and shit. And they don't believe that like their wives should get jobs and don't believe in vaccinations and shit.
That's amazing. What happened
Like
to you,
Hanson?
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 What happened to you, Hanson?
I'm like, women were getting beat up at a Hanson concert?
There really are no more safe places.
If you're getting beat up in the back of a Hanson concert, where can you go nowadays?
Next, they're to take away Beth and Body Works. That'll be the end of the line. All right, what have you been playing?
Nothing really. Let's see. Tell me what you've been playing. I'll pull up my Steam list. What have you been playing?
Well, you
Caught off
see,
guard.
I've been on what you've called the Facebooks. As I get pretty bored when I'm at work, when I'm doing absolutely nothing, waiting for something to happen. So I pull up the Facebook Marketplace, the only serviceable part of Facebook, in my opinion. And I was just browsing shit. And I was like, you know what? I got some good deals on here because, I don't know, because grandmas and like 3 bro dudes still use Facebook. So, you know, it's not a bunch of sweaty gamers buying fucking $700 Xboxes like DK oldies evidently. And I found
Wow.
a brand new, like this thing is like pristine, untouched Switch Lite in a case, had a 128 gig SD card for $90, and I was like, you know
Not
what?
bad at all.
That's a ridiculously good deal.
That's a really good deal, actually.
Much like my stack of Wii's and Xboxes that I own just because they were fucking good deals. I was like, I don't have a Switch Lite. It seemed interesting. I'll get this. So I bought that Switch Lite, and I gotta tell you, I like it. I like this little Switch Lite. It's a good little system.
Better than the regular Switch.
It's nice, small, and compact. It's really
Yep.
light. It has like the form factor is better. It's like a roundedness to it. Like it's still flat in the back, but it's smaller. So your hands can like fit, like you can like cup it kind of, and it's like the nice rounded edges. So you kind of just hold around there, and it doesn't feel awful. Like the original Switch is a fucking nightmare to hold, ergonomic nightmare. This one I have played through the entirety of Phantasy Star. The first I bought Phantasy Star Sega Ages.
Oh, nice.
That's exclusive to the Switch for some reason.
That's super weird.
Yeah, I played through that. I love that game. Phantasy Star is great. I was playing the. That's all I played with my Switch, by the way. I got Lite and I played through the Phantasy Star. That's my saga of my Switch Lite. Good times. I went back and played the PS2 remake of Phantasy Star 1. There's a Japanese only release, but there's a fan patch. And that game is so much better than the original Master System version. But this new version that came up to the Switch adds one quality of life function that's actually worthwhile. It actually lets you walk faster too. But it auto maps. It has a
Nice.
visual image of the map you were exploring, and it makes all the difference in the world because otherwise it's a first-person dungeon crawler, like your Wizardry 7 and your. I think I did this last week. You know what a dungeon crawler is? Shining the Holy Darkness, all that stuff. But there's no map, so you just if you don't know where you are, you get lost a million times. You walk around in a circle. It's a nightmare. So this version on the Switch adds that, and the PS2 remake that's better in every other way does not. So it's like, what do you sacrifice yourself with? Do you want to get rid of the map for an inferior game, or do you want to play the better version without the map? So those age-old questions. I don't know if I'm gonna play Phantasy Star 2 again. If I should play the there's a fan hack of the Genesis ROM that adds a bunch of quality of life functions and a retranslation of it, or the Sega Ages remake of that. Because I don't know, it's gonna be another toss-up. Phantasy Star 2 isn't a first-person dungeon crawler though. It's a more traditional JRPG with like a Lunar and stuff. Like that's what dungeons look like.
I like those type of games.
But the problem with Phantasy Star 2 is that all the battle screens are a generic wireframe background. It looks like your VR or some shit. Just like a green background with like black lines or something like that. Like, it's been a while since I played Phantasy Star 2, but the remake on the PS2 has like actual backdrops for all the battle scenes. But I want to say that one of the fan translations does actually put in backgrounds, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to go back and verify. But so if I find it with like actual backdrops and the retranslation, I might play on the Genesis. But either way, that game's good. Phantasy Star 2 is really good.
Yeah,
It was killing party members before Final Fantasy 7.
Hell yeah, it was.
Good shit. I like to think that the spiritual successor to Phantasy Star was Star Ocean. And now we got this
I feel like that is. I feel like that's like a pretty accurate description for like the weird sci-fi game that jumps. Like, I feel like those were the first two games that like broke away from the Final Fantasy aspect of it and kind of wasn't afraid to do kind of some weird shit. But yeah, I agree 100%.
Then we got this Sea of Stars coming out, which looks really good, even though we just got a Star Ocean game last year. Have you seen that? I think it's called Sea of Stars. I'm not 100% sure what the name is, but it was there was a demo for it. It's slated to be released later in the year, but it's a 2D pixel JRPG that's very reminiscent of Phantasy Star / Star Ocean. I'm really excited about it.
I'll have to check it out. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I play Phantasy Star. What else have I been playing? I got Octopath Traveler 2. I've played a little bit of it. I don't know if you played Octopath Traveler 1.
I did.
You have 8 main characters. They all have, it's kind of like Live Alive, where you play the stories and they all kind of intermingle at some point. And I started playing as the thief in Octopath Traveler 2. I didn't get very far into it, but it's those games are good. It's I like
Yeah, they're
this.
good.
They're like this continuation of like a Final Fantasy 6, where it's like that kind of combat, that kind of characters, that kind of world, very reminiscent. More throwback than your Bravely Default, but kind of in the same ballpark of yesteryear, but modernized JRPGs. Not bad.
I like ones that do that though, with it's like you go with the modern aesthetics to it, or you go back to the. I'm sorry, I've reversed that. You go back to the old school aesthetics, but you still add some quality of life aspects of it. Because I feel like the indie scene kind of has the tendency to lean one way or another. And I know this isn't an indie title, but like when people were going in that direction for this genre of game for like those 5 or 6 years, it just seemed like they just were obsessed with making like a Beyond the Beyond or a fucking Breath of Fire game that didn't like hadn't really had the quality of life changes. But I feel like Octopath has been one of those. The what was that other game we talked about that does it, the turn-based one that you could play like multiple turns at a same time.
That's Bravely Default.
Bravely Default, things like that. It's just like you need to have if or Star Ocean, you need to have these aspects of the games that are still going to evolve the genre without going too far off the handle. But if you're going to make it difficult, don't make it difficult because of the way that because of quality of life issues. Like there's a way to make a tough game without having quality of life issues and without hiding it behind a fucking menu system. And I think that's what people have been relying on too much.
100%. A lot of these old games are just they have insane spikes in difficulty where you just end up grinding
Yeah.
for like 3 or 4 hours, and that's like your gameplay. So it's your 12-hour JRPG just becomes like a 20-hour JRPG with grinding and shit. Where you know
And it seemed like games with like been trying to copy Dead Cells. It's like you can make a hard game and still allow people to make like an overpowered run and still be able to punish them and make them come back for more. But I feel like some of these games like fucking Elden Ring and shit like that, it's just like we're just gonna punish you for punishing. And but I'm like most of the time the risk reward has to be there for me to fucking want to do it.
let me just restart the fucking boss fight. Don't make you run back to it every fucking time.
Yes. Let me
Awful.
skip cinema scenes. Let me skip fucking cinema scenes so I don't have to watch the same goddamn thing every time I get back to. It's like I don't give a fuck. They're coming out of the swamp for the 15th time I died.
That's been more or less a solved problem. I can't think of any games recently that only skip cutscenes, but that was a problem like the PS2, PS1 era for
Cult
sure.
of Lamb. Cult of Lamb at the fucking end of that game, you could not skip the cinema scenes, and it was just like some of the bosses would talk forever, and then there'd be multi-tiered fights, and you get to the second fight, and then all of a sudden you'd have to go all the way through. And that was the like I wasn't a big fan. I told you guys I finished Halo last week, but that was the thing that I didn't really get to talk about was in the middle of boss battles there was fucking like checkpoints and shit, and it didn't make it too easy, but it was just like it was nice to be able to make it through this like a second phase of a boss and not know if I died because of some bullshit that I wasn't gonna have to do the first 15 fucking minutes over again.
Sounds miserable. And that wastes my
It's
time like that. Just
oh my
drives me nuts.
god.
My
I
attention
get it, you
span
wanted to learn
is
a lesson, but why?
my attention span is very sensitive, very particular. If you make
I
me
like it
sit
in
and watch stuff, I'll lose my goddamn mind and stop playing.
I like it in games like Skate and like fucking SSX if I'm trying to get a trick down and it's like in my brain it's just like I have to do it, but it's like when games that I'm doing it in bosses and shit like that, I'm like, don't fucking make me do this.
Yeah. I like fast paced action, especially if you're like in a like adrenaline pumping fight. You're doing a boss
Yes.
fight, you'll lose it, and you're just like fuck, because you lose it all, and you can feel it draining out of your body when you're waiting for the cutscene to catch back up. By the time the fight actually starts again, you're like fuck this, I'm
I'm
done.
sick of the two things I'm sick of in boss fights are like um if you've been doing a certain amount of damage for the entire game and then you have to nerf down the stats because you want the phases to last a certain amount of time. I'm so sick of nerf stats so that way we can drag out the fucking boss battles just like you're gonna use a quarter of the life so that way I could spawn 16 guys and I'm gonna talk shit to you. It's like get the fuck out of here. And I'm sick of invisible bosses. If I'm sick of bosses that are you just have to track around the room and it's just like wah and they can fucking punch you from behind or whatever. Those are just so stupid. Just get rid of them.
There's one of those in Elden Ring.
Some of them in fucking Halo. the very end of the game, and you're just like, this isn't good. This is really fucking stupid. Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Don't
1.
spoil Halo.
There's a
Rich
fucking
lore.
There's a character called the Spartan Killer who just fucking hunts you I'm gonna throw up the like hand signals that fucking hunts you the entire game. And then literally the whole entire last battle is you just like throwing down this little beacon so you can kind of see him in predator camouflage and then just unleashing on him for fucking 5 minutes. And it was the worst fight scene ever. Me and my friend are just like, what the fuck is happening? And at one point I'm just like meleeing shadows hoping I'm hitting him.
Did he say stars?
No, wish he did.
Waste of time.
The Halo killer was Spartan killer was bullshit. We realized that the only reason he was the Spartan killer was because he didn't have 2 Spartans on him at the same time. Fucking hoser.
Yeah, hoser.
Goddamn hoser. What else have you been playing?
Take a look. I haven't been playing much really. I got a lot of games. Didn't play any of them. I got that new Kirby game. Haven't played that yet. I say new Kirby game, but it's an older Kirby game that was remade for the ported over to the Switch with some added benefits, like a lot of these Switch ports have been. I didn't play Atomic Heart. I think I discussed that already. I'm just gonna uninstall it, move on with my life. I bought Shadow Warrior 3, then realized it was on Game Pass. I was like, fuck. Why does this keep happening? Why don't I check goddamn Game Pass ever? Ah, fuck. I bought so many games I haven't played yet. I'm bad at video games. Not the actual skill level, just the commitment to actually sit down and play them.
Same. I've got like a bunch of single player games and I get like 5 or 10 hours or 5 hours into them and I'm like, I should go play something else. Or me and Tom should go play fucking Fortnite or something. I just can't commit to single player games as much anymore.
I have been playing Fortnite. They put it in a mode where they want you to get notoriety in the game, and that's like what I do.
Yeah.
So I went through
Going away
those.
soon.
I finished it. I went through that
Oh, nice.
real fucking fast. Like, see, you want me to go in the hot areas and just kill people? Okay.
Tell me more.
This is a change of pace for me, but I can do that.
I guess we could go and murder some people. Found out what I've been playing whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll see if I can pull anything out of my...
Dead Cells. I've been playing Dead Cells. And I've been playing some of that Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. A little bit of that. Playing Final Fantasy, the rhythm game. That's really it.
Theatre Rhythm. Curtain Call. I have not played that since last week.
The final season of Diablo 3 is out, where they've added some shit, but
Hey.
I haven't fucking made it further enough into
Keep
it.
that off my podcast, you son of a bitch.
Hey, we've all played Diablo 3. I'm not talking about Diablo 4. I don't know anything about Diablo 4, to be 100% honest.
Keep that shit off my fucking podcast. I don't support you and your Nazis.
But I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I played like 5 hours of Tetris on the bus because of that Game Boy you let me borrow.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That could be in my statue over in the corner still. I need it. I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat, begging for my Game Boy Pocket.
Oh my god, I need to be able to play the Addams Family non-European version. Ah!
What did you do about the color? Did you change it or just leave it black and white?
I just played black and white.
Oh, lame. Then play it in green.
There's a couple games that you can't play because it says it can only be played on a Game Boy Color. I thought that was kind of funny.
It's a Game Boy Color flash cart, so you do need a Game Boy Color for some of those. Not a lot of them. And so if you remember the actual plastic, it was the one with the transparent plastic on them.
I just thought it was funny. It was just like, you can't play this. I'm like, you don't fucking tell me what to do. And then it just turned off.
I want to say Pokemon Crystal was a color cartridge, but I don't know if you played a Game
No, you
Pocket.
can play it in black and white.
Yeah, because Silver definitely was black and white, but I'm almost positive the Crystal cartridge was a Game Boy Color cartridge.
Survival Kids 2. Gotta go.
I love that game. It's like one of the few Game Boy games I own. I own it in the
Oh
box
my
still.
god, that game is so good. If you haven't, if anyone is listening to this, Survival Kids 1 and 2 might be one of like two of the best Game Boy games ever made. If
Two,
you're looking for,
I don't know if two came out in the US. I know one definitely did because I physically own it. Two, I want to say is a Japanese import. And
yeah,
then
but you can get
they,
the but they translated
yeah,
it,
it's a
so it wasn't too
translated
bad.
patch version. And then it went off the DS
Yeah.
and called it Lost in Blue, and I didn't like Lost in Blue at all.
No, that was not that. It took away. That wasn't as good. They made it more of an RPG-ish, but
Yeah, wasn't my jam. Survival Kids was dope though.
yep.
Let's see, Pokemon Crystal. Let's see if I can find a cartridge image here. Yeah, that's straight up a Game Boy Color cartridge.
Really?
Yeah, I do want to say you can play it. You have the Game Boy in front of you. Try loading Pokemon Crystal and see if it loads.
Okay. Let's
Because
see.
logically, there's no reason why it wouldn't work.
That's what I'm thinking.
Somebody's selling a copy of on Etsy that has the classic Game Boy cartridge to it. So maybe you could have just modified it and played it. I don't know.
See if it's on here. Should be. Pocket Monster.
I'm dying of anticipation.
Crystal, here we go. Oops. If I can do
Well,
it right.
that Labyrinth of Galeria came out. I want that. It's a sequel to the Labyrinth of what? Convent something or other. Another dungeon crawler JRPG.
The game that just came out today, I wanted to see that I want to play, but $60 price tag scares me.
Games are expensive. Not worth
Yeah,
it.
is.
Not worth it.
It's a samurai game. I wish it.
Oh, yeah, because Isen.
Yeah, that looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a PS3 game that they firstly they translated it so you can play it in English. Somebody's been working on a fan patch for that game for like 5 years now, and Sega
really?
Sega beat him to the punch, so we can actually get it in English now. And yeah, so it's an old PS3 game they ported and they brought to the West, and it's in English now. So that's the two things about that game.
Loading.
Can I just search for a
Yep.
person here? Oh, I can. No, I can. No, I can pull up specific. There we go.
That's The Last of Us Part 2. I want Last of Us 2 to come out. I'll get rid of my PS2, PS4. I might just get rid of my PS4, honestly.
What are you gonna play on it?
I don't play. I play The Last of Us. That's the only thing I play on it.
I don't have many of my PS4s in this state, but I have a PS5, so I guess it's all moot.
Maybe this was one of the first Game Boy Color games you couldn't. No, it loads.
Okay, I thought it
Oh
did.
no, nope, it doesn't. You get the warning.
Crazy, because that cartridge is definitely a Game Boy Color cartridge.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's like I'm playing it in Japanese. It gives you the big warning. It's like nope. Ready to Rumble was another one. It was any of the ones that included like the extra color palette.
Well, those are exclusively Game Boy Color games with their that
Yeah.
cartridge, so it used. I think the Game Boy Color had a little more video RAM or something. There was a bit of a hardware upgrade in the system other than the actual color. So they probably just utilized that. And like that Alone in the Dark game, I'm pretty sure was a Game Boy Color game. Shantae. Or was Shantae a game? No, I think Shantae might have been. No, I'm almost positive that was a Game Boy Color game. I gotta verify this now, but I'm pretty sure. All right, I guess that's more or less what we have.
Yeah.
As I verify Shantae's cartridge. Pokemon card game was a black cartridge. That was available on the Game Boy
it was
Pocket.
black.
Yeah, that's
It was. You can play it on the.
Yeah, it's in a Game Boy Color box.
It was enhanced, but
Yeah, yeah. Shantae and these screenshots are all. Okay, this one looks like it's the official one, and that is a Game Boy Color cartridge. Okay, I thought it was. I think that the Wendy Witch game is also a Game Boy Color game. Daikatana. Forgot that game on Game Boy. Classic.
After Pokemon Crystal, the French version. I wonder if it's gonna do the same thing. Probably. Ha ha ha! You cannot play this game. Ha 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 ha!
You dumb American swine.
Merci beaucoup.
I spit on your hardware.
I tell you, you must play this game on real software.
Okay,
Hardware.
now we're getting canceled in
France.
France.
Croissant.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's somebody out there making these like metal shells for Game Boy Colors.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, everything's fucking dope. That's a
They're
mod.
really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's cool enough for me to. What these are is they're the ones I'm looking at on this page because I don't know how I got here, but I did. But these are Game Boy Advance systems where you convert your SPs into it looks more like a traditional Game Boy Pocket, like it's one solid piece, and it's really cool. But I don't think I want to spend the $90 to do it.
Someone's selling that backlit Game Boy Advance you have for $200 up here.
I can mod them. I don't think the screen's
Yeah.
that expensive. It's just funny the
$200
actual hardware is a pain in the ass these days. I'm mostly just getting them from Japan that are damaged in some way, and then I refurbish them, replace the shell, and put the screens in. And then they're all custom and fun.
People love them.
I love the original Game Boy Advance. It's a great form factor. I never liked
Oh,
the
yeah.
SP; it was too crowded. The point of having the SP was because it had the backlight or the front light, depending on which model you had. I remember back in the day when the Game Boy Advance was relevant, it was an install called the Afterburner, and that thing was a pain in the ass to install. Whereas these,
On one fucking wire, it'd be fucking break your.
oh yeah, for sure, you can fuck any of these up. But the Game Boy Advance is the modern kits you can buy on Amazon or slash AliExpress are super easy to install. I really want the reason.
Simpson Bowling can only be played on a Game Boy Color.
Yeah, fucked kid. You need that Simpsons bowling. The reason I bought the Switch Lite is because I wanted to buy the mod chip and make a YouTube video installing it. There's like almost zero footage of people installing that mod chip into a Switch Lite, and I want to say it's for a reason. I don't know if Nintendo's like hunting these videos down or something, but I totally want to do it because that seems like a really fun mod chip to install.
Don't fucking do it. Nintendo will come and kick you in the face.
Hey man, if I want to play my Retro Arch on my Switch, you can't stop me. If I didn't already have this Miu Mini or something like that, that's like not a bad system to mod.
Not at all.
It's
Those
an,
are cool.
they have really nice screens on them, and the form factor's decent for a Switch. Plus, you can play Switch games on it. So, I mean, if you're a tech savvy person like myself and you like doing those kind of things, I can see it being pretty beneficial for people. I'm still in the opinion that the original Switch sucks as a portable system. It just sucks as a system in general, but it doesn't even have the added benefit of being good, being portable as it is. I never take mine out of the dock.
You're a dock cock.
Sure. Why not?
Cock dock?
Why not? Sure. Cock dock. Let's go with it.
Cock dock.
Yeah, I'm cock blocking the dock.
Cock block in the dock lock. I was one of those dickheads who had the fucking USB Cat 5 so I could play Tetris.
Yeah, but I used the adapter and it gave me more latency than the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it did. It was disappointing.
Yeah, it was weird because I know when I had a Wii, I bought a USB adapter for Ethernet and it was better. It was like noticeably better connection. But the Switch is like worse. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know what the fuck they did. I said the same thing. I was like, why did I even do this?
It's gotta be some kind of bottleneck with the USB-C since it's going through the dock into the system. It's probably some proprietary shit they got going on with that USB-C connector they got.
I got sketched out the second I saw that it was like USB. Then I had I was like, oh god, this is just gonna be catastrophic.
Yeah, I don't know. Nintendo is not great. Not great.
No.
Nope.
They're good for making proprietary shit.
They make good video games.
Yes.
I like my Metroid and my Zelda and my Mario. My Super Smashed Brothers. Super sick. I'm excited for Pikmin 4. That's like the most anticipated game I have right now.
Same.
I think we're in ramble territory now, so I'm just gonna call it and we'll
Yeah, it's been a pretty good episode. We went all over the place a little bit, brought it back, ended it on a high note about how Nintendo sucks ass, and Sounds like a normal night of us ranting and yelling at clouds.
It's early year. There's nothing going
Yes.
on.
Not really.
Gaming news doesn't really kick off until after E3.
The catastrophic stuff is the fun stuff, but for the most part, it's been kind of
Most of
yeah.
the news is whether or not the new PC ports are garbage, which seems to point towards them all being garbage at this at this current moment. All these AAA games.
We're
Like
also in the middle of fucking February. It's like
I'm playing Fantasy Star on the Switch here, so I'm downgrading myself.
Resident Evil 4 comes out soon. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'll play that. I mean, I'm excited for it and the fact that I just like Resident Evil 4, but I don't have high hopes that it's gonna surpass the original. The original was like a lightning in a bottle kind of thing where it's like the perfect amount of camp. You can't fake that. You can't recreate it. I think they're gonna play this one like grim dark, and it's gonna kind of ruin the fun. I don't know how you do that with the enemies in that game, like the two bosses, that little French dude. I don't know how you can play that one straight.
I think we'll go back to probably stream some River City Girls this week, maybe.
Yeah,
Go
I'll do
finish
that.
that. I think it would be fun for us to maybe go take a quick look at maybe we could do the first hour of Kirby Return to Dreamland because that would be a fun one.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I gotta
got some stuff down the
decide.
pipeline. We got some stuff down the pipeline.
I gotta decide what I want to do with streaming because I don't really want to like make a thing out of streaming. I want it to be a fun thing. I'd rather just work on edited
Right.
videos and put those out and then do stupid shit on stream like co-op games or like the first hour thing works because there's not a lot of commitment to it. But I don't know, like playing these long games in like multiple parts is gonna work in the long run because Corey's not gonna do fucking all those games he started anymore, so that's gonna be.
I think we're gonna move away. So if you guys enjoy our gameplay series and if there is a game you'd like us to see us play through, let us know.
I'm trying.
Send us.
I'm trying to play through that Star Fox Adventure game, but that game's kind of a struggle. So it's like my reviewing is kind of paused at the moment because I gotta play that game. So I might just put it on the back burner, go back to it later, and play something a little more, bite sized, so I can actually get through it and write a decent
7
review.
hours. I think we can fucking do it, man. You
Okay.
need to see it. You gotta see Halo, the new Halo.
Oh, Halo. But I mean that'd be a fun stream game because we can co-op
That's
it.
what I'm saying. We
Yeah,
can co-op
I'm
it.
talking
I
about
think
like
we're gonna...
edited reviews here.
Oh yeah.
So I might just go do something a little more simplistic, so I don't have to worry about all these fucking hours of footages that I gotta like. First, you gotta play the game, which is kind of exhausting on its own because it's Star Fox Adventure. Then
Oh
I
my
gotta
God,
go.
we have to play a game. I know.
Then I gotta comb through all the footage and pull relevant matching the review. I don't know. It's a fucking hassle. So yeah, I'd rather just play, fucking Lagoon on the Super Nintendo and talk about that because that's not a very long game and there's a lot to say about
I
it.
agree. I say we do. Lagoon and Advance Wars, the Game Boy game review coming soon.
I also want to. I'm planning on doing a few. I want to build. I want to get a computer that I want to gear towards a very specific thing. I want to get this computer. How do I build this? And I want to play like PS2, GameCube games. So I want to
That'll be
get.
fun.
I want to build the computer and say which one you want to get. Then I want to like show another video on setting up the interface. Like this is how you turn this computer into a console. So you turn it on, the screen comes up, it's all controller based from here on out, that kind of shit. And then, this is how you install Windows, and this is how you install Linux for gaming. Do a few of those, because that's the stuff I'm generally interested in.
And I'm into playing co-op games with my buddy and random things. I think I'm gonna do some Tetris streams if anyone's interested. Tell me. I like
Yeah,
streaming it.
everybody likes
I'm good
Tetris.
at it.
Tetris is you can just jump on a Tetris stream and know what's going on. You don't have
Just
to.
look for some fun stuff with us. That's basically it. We're not going to be doing anything in depth unless you guys do want to see us play fucking something, but that's going to be on you. I don't know.
I
Dead
don't know.
Cells, maybe. I can do some Dead Cells.
Yeah, it's
A
simplistic
lot of
enough.
fun shit coming. A lot of fun shit coming down the wire. Stay tuned. Thank you for being here for 43 episodes, I believe. 43, yes.
44.
Right? Yeah, 44. Thanks for staying with us for 44 episodes. We're going to move some stuff around from what we'd been doing and maybe go back to just some fun little shit here and there and not epic long fucking runs on 80-hour games.
I have yet to
So
make
stay tuned.
an edited, produced review yet. It's been what year 3 of this now.
Yeah, we got
Year 3, not even a full year's worth of episodes. of the podcast.
We're getting there. This is like the 3rd week in a row that we fucking have done content. I am proud as fuck out of us.
The podcast
This
has
is
been every week for
2 months, 3 months.
well, I
3
think
months.
longer than that now. I think we're like
Yeah.
4 months of not missing an episode, which is good for us considering those like 1+2 month breaks we took between episodes for a
Oh
while.
my god, that was funny. It was just like, and we're back, and Tom's back from across the country, and we haven't been around.
That's happened 3 times since we started this podcast. Who knows where I'll be next week? I might be in fucking Seattle again.
Oh fuck.
All right, I'm really stopping it this time. All right.
Me too. Till
See-
next time, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Later.